Station, this is BBC World Service Radio. How do you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the space station.
Thank you very much indeed. It is very exciting to hear from you. And Scott, thank you for coming back on the programme. We have so many questions from Outlook listeners, so I'll plunge straight in. You've been there for more than 9 months now in this tiny enclosed space. What has surprised you both most about the experience?
You know, I knew a year was a long time, but I guess I really didn't know how long it was until I've been up here for 9 months and have about 2 months ahead of us. So, you know, besides that, I'd lived up here before, so most of the other stuff was not a surprise.
Yeah, and Mikhail?
No surprise for me. I was ready to 1 year on space, and I agree with Scott.
You agree with Scott that time is dragging?
I wouldn't say it's dragging, but, you know, definitely a year is a really long time to be anywhere, clearly.
We have a question from an Outlook listener in India called Yeshwant Kakala. He says, isn't it boring living up there?
No, I can't say I've ever found myself bored. There's a lot of work to do here. We have over 400 different science experiments going on throughout the time I'm here in all different scientific disciplines. It takes a lot of you know, a lot of effort to keep the space station running, and I do find that I don't have enough free time to do the things that I would like to do in my free time. So it's never it's always busy and never boring.
What do you miss doing most, Scott?
You know, I miss, I'm assuming you mean on Earth, I miss, you know, the first thing is people. You know, these guys are great, but it'd be great to have, you know, your friends and family with you. The other thing I miss is going outside, you know, the experiencing kind of a different, you know, environment that is, you know, exposed to nature and also the freedom to kind of do things that you choose. Here we're on a very strict schedule, which is necessary. I mean, there's a lot of work to do, and it's very, you know, closely choreographed, so it has to be that way. But having the, you know, the freedom to kind of choose what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, is something I definitely noticed I've missed.
Mikhail, what's the thing that you found hardest to give up while you've been in space?
Михаил, чего сложнее всего было отказаться в космосе? Почему больше всего скучаете на станции?
По виду неба снизу скучаю.
I would like to see the sky from the Earth, looking up.
How interesting, because normally we're busy envying you seeing the Earth looking down. I mean, how is that view today?
Смотреть на небо сверху.
Ну, я слишком кратенько ответил, прошу прощения, конечно.
That was my brief answer. But of course I miss a lot of things. I miss the Earth in general. And it is not a business trip on Earth. When we're training, during our training trips, we travel a lot. We miss water, running water, grass, forests, family, friends. We miss home. And of course, it is a totally different feeling here that we experience. We miss our homes.
When you come back to Earth, what do you think is the thing you will most miss about space?
А когда вы вернетесь на Землю, вы почему больше всего будете скучать в космосе?
Well, if you're asking me or both of us, Misha can answer after. You know, what I'll definitely miss is doing something that's very, very challenging, something that takes a lot of effort, and you know, working hard at it, and then being proud when you accomplish, you your goals, and that's one of the things I've found to be the most enjoyable about being an astronaut. It's a very challenging job, and I've enjoyed that part of it for almost the last 20 years. And I'll let Misha answer.
Наверное, это парадоксально, но я буду скучать
Maybe it will be unexpected, but I will miss the
по
station.
нашему экипажу.
I will miss our crew.
Мы очень хорошо сработались, мы
I
дружим.
think we're very well-knit crew, a very good team, and I will miss this.
Тому чувству, которое
I think this feeling is close to those people who go to
горы, их много тянет
the north, people who go to the mountains, and
полюс.
you know that these travelers would like to go back to the north and to the mountains again and again. So it is a very similar feeling.
You say you'll miss the crew, Mikhail, but be honest, they must irritate you sometimes. You're spending so much time cooped up together. What is Scott's worst habit?
Михаил, вы сказали, что будете скучать по экипажу, но вы так много вместе находитесь, так долго, в течение долгого времени в замкнутом пространстве. Какая у Скотта самая плохая привычка, которая вас раздражает?
Я не заметил каких-то.
I haven't noticed any bad habits,
Ничто меня
and
не раздражает.
nothing irritates me and annoys me in Scott, just like in any other crew members.
Отобранные люди, тщательно
Here,
отобранные люди,
people
без
are
всяких вредных
selected
привычек,
specifically not to have any bad habits. We work together very well. We are all friends, and I feel very comfortable working
Надеюсь, я уверен.
with my crew, and I'm sure that I will have the same feeling about them in future.
No bad habits, Scott?
Is your question, are you asking me if I have any bad habits?
I'm asking you if it's really true that you don't have any bad habits.
I've never really been asked that question before, especially during an interview. But yeah, I guess I'm like anyone else. There are certain bad habits that we all probably have, including yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you're running all sorts of tests while you're up there to find out what's happening to you physically. How are your senses being affected, if at all?
There is an effect on our vision while we're up here, and that's one of the things we're researching, and we're actually putting a lot of effort into that. We're doing this experiment. Actually, we'll be doing it next week in the Russian segment, where we put a negative pressure on our body so we can control the fluid shift to our head, and with certain imaging technology, try to understand what the effect of this fluid shift is to our vision. So there's that change in sense, maybe a little bit of change in your sense of smell, again, because of this fluid shift we experience. But most others are pretty much the same.
Mikhail, we heard from Scott that sense of smell is affected maybe a little bit. What does it smell like up there? A question from Abu Bakr Mwanga, who lives in Dubai.
Вы знаете, 9 месяцев
Well, you know, 9 months is a long period of time to miss the Earth so much that you
чувствуются
start feeling
запахи.
smelling some odors or smells that we
Я чувствую запах.
did not notice before. Like recently, I thought I started smelling the forest or dill. That is a condiment that is very popular in Russia, that we grow in Russia.
Интересные запахи.
So such interesting smells appear from time to time. It's a very interesting phenomenon for us.
Mm. How does smell travel in that space station? I mean, what happens to the smells that you create?
We have a system that scrubs the atmosphere of trace contaminants. It's called, and it anything that's small particles and including smell is removed from the atmosphere using this system.
Okay. Final question from an Outlook listener, Jacobo Santamarta Barral, who's in Spain. How do you both feel about coming back home and realizing that everything has changed so much while you've been away?
Вопрос к вам обоим от нашего слушателя из Испании. Вот если вдруг вы прилетите домой и увидите, что все настолько изменилось, то есть какие будут ваши чувства, если после года на станции вы увидите, как много всего изменилось на Земле?
I look forward to coming home in a couple of months. Certainly, I enjoyed my time here. Feel like we accomplished a lot, but I still look forward to getting back to Earth.
And Mikhail?
Mikhail, а вы?
Ну, у нас здесь постоянная связь с Землей.
We have constant communication with Earth. We have phone communication and video conferences, and we receive all the news. And I don't expect any huge changes on Earth when I come back. I would like to say the same thing as Scott. I'm looking forward to going back home. I will be enjoying the first days, the first months back on Earth. We will be in Star City. Then we'll go to Houston. I love this city, and I think it will be a great time for us.
Being up there and away from home for so long, does it make you think differently about your life on Earth and more generally, life on Earth?
It does give you a unique perspective on the planet, seeing it from up here. And you do notice, changes that I think are occurring on Earth. So, you do feel a little bit differently about it.
Does it make you want to do things differently, Mikhail?
Михаил, а нахождение на станции, вот оно как-то заставляет вас переосмыслить вашу жизнь на Земле и, может быть, что-то по-другому делать на самой станции?
Ну, на самой станции я как работал, так и буду.
Well, I don't do things differently on the station according to our procedures. And of course, I'm not slowing down my pace of work before the landing. Usually, it happens that the closer the return home is, the slower you start working. No, this is not happening to me. I keep up my pace. And as talking about any changes in work, I think that when you look at our Earth from here, you understand that we totally need to understand that we have to take care of our Earth. And I was on Kilimanjaro in 2007, and right now, looking down to Earth, I don't see the snow cap on that mountain anymore. So I believe that we have to be very careful with our Earth until it's too late.
Thank you both so much for taking the time, and safe trip.
You're welcome.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the BBC World Service radio interview.
Thank you, BBC World Service Radio. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.